Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So today I am building a house called the Minimalist because it is a very minimalist styled house. So this house is inspired by a picture I saw in an architectural book that I have, and it's pretty cool. So it's a 3-bedroom and 2.5 bathroom house that is built on a pretty big lot. I believe it's, I don't even know what it is. I think it's 40 by 30, but it looks bigger. Maybe it's 50 by 40, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a pretty big lot, so as you can see. And it's a very interesting house, and it uses a lot of white. I mean, pretty much all the walls in it are white, and there's a few accents around the place. So, as you can see here, it's kind of a weird shape. We have the front area with a large protruding part, which is actually going to be the kitchen, and then the rest of it is pretty streamlined. So, yeah, right here I'm just adding a little edge to the house, which will be a balcony, which is more for decoration. And here I'm just putting the roof on. The house does have a flat roof for the most part, although there is a little bit of an angled part, which you'll see. So this house also uses a lot of flat walls, so you can see I'm just putting a bunch of them, not flat walls, did I just say flat walls? Oh wow, half walls is what I meant to say. It uses a lot of half walls, so you can see pretty much around the roof and around all the balconies and everything. It looks pretty cool. And here I'm just putting some windows around the front. The windows are very interesting too, so there's a lot of smaller windows paired with some really large windows, just kind of around the place. Again, the window placement is also inspired by the picture that I have, so it's pretty cool. And right here I am just expanding this part so the windows actually fit evenly. I think the house, let me look at the book real quickly. Yeah, I think the house is in Houston, possibly Houston, Texas, I think. Yeah, so interesting. So anyway, you can see just putting the top of the chimney on there, and yeah, so it looks pretty good. And adding a little not fake, well, whatever, that little decorative chimney top there. And here I'm just changing the trim color. I do change the trim color quite a lot. I start with brown, then I change it to black, and then I change it to white, so it ends up being white in the end. But I go through a bunch of different things, and here I'm putting the wood accents in. So you can see the chimney is wooden, and there's a few, actually I think that's the only bit of wood is where the chimney is, and then where the front door is, which you'll see. And right here I'm just putting in the trim pieces, which again, we're going to be black. But then the reason I didn't do that is because the half wall trim piece, the black color is more of like a dark brown, and then the black color for the like trim that goes between the levels is like actually black, and there's no matching color, so it just looked terrible, so I didn't do it. I don't know why they can't put matching colors in for trims and stuff. It's just so irritating. Like, the only matching color they have is like white or something. It's just so annoying. Anyway, I do go like half black, half white, but then I change it later to all white. And I was going to use that front door, and then I switch it out, and then I change it back, so you'll see. The front door is actually all glass in the end. And here I'm going to fence in the house, so it has like little glass corners with this kind of interesting fencing that goes around it. It looks pretty cool. And here I'm just going to expand the pool, so it's a pretty big pool, as you can see, that kind of runs around the back of the house there. Looks pretty cool. And here I'm just adding in some more windows, of course, for that bedroom that's going to be there. And here, more windows, and I think that's it for windows. There's the final front door, and as you can see, it's a very interesting looking house. Yeah, in the interior, I use the same kind of design inside too. That is just very simplistic, uses a lot of white, but then I bring in some accents with the colors and stuff. It looks really good. So the floor plan is very simple. On the first floor, it's pretty much like all open except for the study and then that bathroom. So yeah, it's just pretty open floor plan. The second floor here does have this open area that looks down over an area on the first floor for the staircase. It takes me a little while to get it to work properly because for some reason the game is glitching out and is messing everything up. So yeah, it took me a little while to get it to work, but I do in the end. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on, but like when I removed the floor inside, I like removed a part of the floor outside for some reason, even though they were separate rooms. I don't know. Anyway, you can see I finally got it to work, and there you go. It looks pretty classy. So here I'm just putting in some walls upstairs, and there's 3 bedrooms, like I said, and there's 2 bathrooms upstairs. And the master bedroom is there on the end, which has glass on 3 walls, which is pretty crazy. And the master bathroom doesn't have any windows, as you can see, so I ended up like adding an extra part up on the roof, and that's where I added the sloped roof, which you can see there, and then I added windows there. So the master bathroom has 2-story ceiling with windows up at the top, which is actually really cool. It turned out really nicely. So you can see there, that's where the sloped roof is, which looks so cool. I don't know, it just turned out really nicely. And when you're inside the master bathroom, like in free camera mode, you'll see the screenshot at the end. It just looks so cool with that really high ceiling and like the big windows at the top. It looks so cool, so you'll see that. And I do actually make the roof all grass, although I didn't at this point. Right now you can see it's not grass, but I do change that. And here I'm putting in the pathway, really cool pathway, I love that. And a nice border around the pool, and then like a little patio and a little fountain off to the side. Also a very large fountain in the front of the house, as you can see. And I use a whole lot of stuff from Spa Day in this house. I think there's like so many items from Spa Day, it's kind of crazy. But even these little fountains, I didn't even know they existed. They're really cool. There's one in the back there, it's kind of like a spherical thing with water that pours down it. And these in the front here, which are kind of like circles, are really cool. And they look really nice in the fountain. So here I'm adding a bit of terrain paint. I do most of the terrain paint at the end of the video like I usually do, but I felt like doing some now. And also putting in some trees. Like the house, the landscaping is very minimalist, very simple. There's a few rocks around the place, a few flowers, but very, very little, which is on purpose. It's just because, you know, that's just the way the house looks in the picture too. I don't think there's any landscaping at all in the picture. It's just all grass. But it just like goes so nicely with the house, just like very minimalistic landscaping, just, you know, really simple, clean lines everywhere. So I was going to put the dining room there, but then I moved it over here, so you can see that. And there's also 2 fireplaces downstairs and a fireplace upstairs, so plenty of fireplaces. And this here is going to be the living room, and here I'm just adding some wood accents around the place and some brick accents, just to add a little bit of detail. And there you can see I just changed the roof to grass, and I'm just removing a bit of the fence there in the front, and it all looks pretty good. I was going to put some kind of tree or some plant or something on the roof, but I decided not to because then it didn't really look minimalist anymore, so didn't do that. And here I'm putting in some doors, of course. Those are always convenient. I wish that we had just some like plain white modern doors, but they don't exist in the game. Like all the modern doors have like a bunch of weird colors. It's so irritating. I don't know, maybe it's just me. And here I'm just adding a little planter bed there, and also there's one in the front as well. And putting a low half wall there around the front porch thing, whatever. It's not really a porch, I don't know. It's like a little front step, I guess. I don't know. Also putting like little awnings there over the doors, just to, I guess, like, you know, it's kind of like sun visor thing, kind of. It's just a detail. And yeah, so it all looks pretty good. Adding some columns up at the top. And here I'm just going to put a little bit of terrain paint around the place. Again, I do most of the terrain paint at the end. This is just doing a little bit of detail work. And also a low wall on the back porch area thing. And yeah, also some trim around the place. Looks really nice. I use this like really nice concrete. As you can see, it's a very light colored concrete everywhere. So that looks pretty clean and simple as well. So we should be moving inside hopefully pretty soon. Yeah, here we go. So I'm adding some more wood around the place just to add a little bit more detail, and also use these interesting kind of light sculpture things on the walls there, which are actually from Luxury Party Stuff, which is a stuff pack that's mainly clothing items, and there's a few build items that I never use or very rarely use. I don't know, but those I ended up using, and they look pretty good. And I also do this interesting chandelier thing in the center, which I combined 6, no, oh wait, hold on, how many? I think I do 9 chandeliers, you know. Wow, I'm like messing up no, it must be 9. Yeah, I think it's 9. Which not right now, I do put in more later. Right now it's obviously just 5, but I put 9 in, or I put 4 more in, whatever, you know, you get the idea. So a very interesting chandelier. Also put some mirrors and some lights in, and there's also a little side table with some plants on the other side of it. Looks pretty nice. I'm putting in this beautiful glossy concrete flooring in the main areas in a light wood. That goes in all the bedrooms and in the main living areas. So just like the entrance and the kitchen and the downstairs bathroom have this beautiful glossy polished concrete, which looks really cool. Very simplistic as well. And there's also this really cool fountain that I put in using this giant piece of pottery, and also like a little fountain, and then that kind of vertical water jet, which I put inside. There it is. So I have that little fountain, I put the vertical water jet in it, and then I put that piece of pottery in there. It all looks really cool. Normally I put like a plant inside that that pottery thing, but this time I put a fountain in it. It looks pretty cool. The reason I didn't put a plant in there because there's 2 plants on either side of the side table, so it would just be way too many plants. So it looks pretty cool with a fountain in it. And also there's a little mat by the front door, and that whole white wall where the front door is, which you can see right now, I don't end up putting anything on it because it just looked so clean and simple without anything on there, and that's just kind of the way I wanted to leave it. Here I'm putting in some nice details with those wooden art pieces, like those wood log art pieces. Looks really cool in the living room there. And there I just put a couple small bookshelves on either side of the door to the study. And here I'm putting a rug in, a very cool rug. It's kind of got this geometric type pattern, really more abstract, an abstract pattern which kind of uses these minty greens. It looks really cool, and I also bring a lot of like small green accents throughout the first floor. It looks really cool. So you have these nice black couches. Again, it's my classic living room layout that I tend to do, with the 2 couches kind of forming an L there, and then the 2 chairs either on either side or on the other side. Looks pretty cool. Also, I love the bamboo from Spa Day. I ended up using that a lot in this house. And you can see I put some cool shelves there next to the fireplace, which you can't see right now, but I'm about to put stuff on them. They look really cool. And yeah, here we go. So you can see those really neat shelves, and I'm putting some objects on there. It looks so cool. I love those shelves. And the way they're kind of staggered like that. And the little plant there where the piano is. The piano is in the area with the vaulted ceiling where the staircase is, which is pretty cool. And right here I'm putting a stereo in, and as you can see, we're pretty much done the living room. It's a very simple living room. Mainly, the main color of the living room comes in through the plants and then that rug, which is like all the green, which is kind of where I got the green accent from, because otherwise everything else is like black and white, which is like kind of the way I wanted it to be, because it's, a very minimalist house, very clean lines and very simple color schemes and everything. It turned out really nicely though, and the wood on the walls kind of brings a little bit of warmth into the house as well. And I guess you could say it kind of has an industrial feel to it as well with the concrete floors, which looks kind of cool too. So here I'm putting an interesting kind of mirror / plant feature in the hallway. So you can see I kind of scaled up these wheatgrass containers and then kind of put them underneath those mirrors. It kind of looks cool. Although when I went in to take screenshots, I realized they were clipping through the floor, so I do fix that like off camera, which you don't even notice, but also there's a nice bar here in the dining room. The dining room is a huge table, so you can see I put together 2 normal tables, so you can sit, it looks like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Sims, so plenty of Sims can sit there. And also this kind of nice little green plant, well, the plant's not green, but the vase is green. And I also put this, well, it's kind of a turquoise color. Anyway, you get the idea. Also put a matching sculpture on the wall made of the same color, so it kind of brings the green, turquoise, mint green, whatever that color is, it brings that kind of accent throughout the house. And of course the dining room has all those windows, which is really cool when you look at it from inside. You'll see that in the screenshots. It's like you're pretty much outside, but it's kind of like bringing the outdoors in. It looks really cool. And also putting a few curtains just as accents on the corners. They're obviously not that functional. Also bringing in some mint green chairs. That kind of brings that green color in as well. So that kind of brings that accent color in. And a little plant there on the bar. And yeah, so that's pretty much the dining room. Very simple, of course. And also I'm putting a little sitting area over here by the piano and bookshelf there, which also has that green color on it. So that couch is the mint green. And yeah, so that's pretty much the main living space done. Now we're moving on to the kitchen, which, like the rest of the house, is very simple. It's pretty much black and white in color scheme, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing you'll probably note, and I'm sure some of you will comment, I don't put a fridge in because I forget. So I do put that in afterwards, because when I went through to take the screenshots, I realized, oh wait, there's no fridge in the kitchen. So I do put a fridge in. So don't freak out. There is a refrigerator if you go download the house. So it's all good. So anyway, you have a lot of cabinets that kind of wrap around the walls there, and you have the sink here on the island, and also that mint green accent on those bar stools, and also a nice oven, range hood, whatever. And yeah, so it looks pretty good. Also, I put in these kind of partitions in the master bedroom to kind of block out that, give a bit of privacy. So I did jump upstairs briefly to do that because I found those objects. I thought those would be really cool upstairs. So now we're back in the kitchen, and as you can see, all the cabinets and the counters are all white, very clean and simple. Also put a little china cabinet there. And yeah, I think I'm going to put some details on the counters. So you have a microwave, a food processor and also a dishwasher, of course, and there's a little plant there next to the door to the bathroom. Also put in a few more chandeliers, added a little brick on the wall for a backsplash, and now we're moving on to the half bathroom, which is pretty simple. Basically a sink and a toilet with a little few details around the place. Got a mirror, of course. A lot of mirrors in this house, actually. A lot of floor-to-ceiling mirrors. I don't know, it kind of looked really modern and kind of like reflects a lot of the house. It makes it feel bigger, even though it's a pretty big house, because it feels pretty big, because it's open floor plan, although the house itself really isn't that big. There's not that many rooms, but since they're all open, it feels just like one giant room, which is kind of cool. So anyway, we're moving on to the study here, which, as you can see, has a wall of bookshelves, which kind of have an industrial feel to them as well, because they're made out of metal, which looks kind of cool. And there we go, I added the extra chandeliers there to the entrance, so now I think it's 9. 4, and then there's an extra one in the middle. So yeah, anyway, now we're in the study, so you have that cool striped rug, and also that really neat couch as well. And there's also a little sitting area by the window, so if your Sims want to go in there and read a book, they can do that, of course. And also some nice architectural prints on the wall there, and a little coffee table. And also I put in some more bamboo, of course, and also I put a side table over there for just some details and stuff. It looks pretty cool. And we're almost done here with the study, just putting in a few more details like that cool little plant with some blue flowers on it. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much the first floor done. All the main living spaces are done anyway. And now moving on to the second floor. So the second floor has a really nice hall bathroom here, which is for the guest bedroom and for the kids' bedroom. And right here I'm just doing something with the roof, I guess. Who knows? Well, I was going to do the bathroom, but now, okay, here we go. Now we're doing the bathroom. So yeah, this bathroom is for the guest bedroom and the kids' bedroom. It has a really nice flooring from Spa Day. I love some of the wall textures and flooring from Spa Day. Actually, all the wood wall textures in the house are also from Spa Day, so it's really cool. And also you have some nice robes there on the wall, a nice tub and shower. It's a very almost spa-like bathroom too, which is pretty cool. And I got the nice brick backsplash there, and a little plant and our mirror on the wall. Very nice and simple looking, very clean and elegant. And now we're moving on to the master suite, I believe. So this is the master bathroom here, which you can see has no windows except for the giant ones on the top part of it. I was going to do a 2-story mirror, but it just kind of blocked too much stuff and looked way too big, so I didn't do that. So you have a nice painting above the mirror there, and a huge chandelier, and all the walls are brick, which is kind of depressing, but it kind of looks cool. Kind of brings that industrial feel to it. So you have a nice piece of artwork there over the bathtub, and it looks really cool from like down inside the room because you can see up. There's a really tall ceiling, which is kind of cool. And now moving on to the master bedroom itself. So I was going to use some more of those kind of light sculptures on the walls, but I didn't end up doing that because I didn't like it. So I end up changing it out to a nice poster there, which is actually from Cool Kitchen Stuff. Pretty cool. When you scale it up, it looks really nice. And also I put some wardrobes on the other side of the partition wall there, which is kind of like the entrance hallway to the bedroom, which is kind of cool. And I also put a little massage chair out on the back porch, which I think I just threw that outside. Also I put in some more bamboo and some curtains on the windows there for a bit of privacy. And there's also a little sitting area and a rug. Very simple room, of course. Looks really nice though, and all the windows brings in so much light. It's really cool. And that's the master suite done. So now moving on to the kids' room, which is actually really cool, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So it's kind of a boy and girl side to the room, although all the colors in them are very neutral except for the bedspreads, obviously. But it looks really cool. I mean, of course, it's not like really split on the sides, because like it's where the beds are is kind of where the split is between the two personal spaces, but on the other side of the room is kind of all open, and really, you know, it's a computer desk and a dresser. I think the dresser is in between the two beds, but you know, there's a bookshelf. I mean, there's a computer desk and bookshelf, a plant. You know, it looks pretty good. I put in so many details in this room on the shelves and on the posters. It looks so cool. So you can see I'm putting in a bunch of posters on the walls here, plenty all over the place. And I also get in a bunch of clutter items and stuff, so I put in some plumb bob lights on those shelves there, and I also put in a mirror there and a computer on the computer desk, also a tablet too. And I guess if one sibling's using the computer, the other could use the tablet, because 2 computers would be ideal, but there wasn't really enough room. So anyway, I'm putting in a bunch of stuff all over the place, a pile of clothes on the floor, some backpacks, and a bunch of books on the desk, and there's some stuff on the shelves there. I also put a bunch of awards on the shelves in between the beds, which is kind of cool. So You'll see that in a moment. Yeah, like, so many awards, like probably way too many, but it looks pretty cool. So you can see I'm doing that here. There's the first award, and there's some toy cars around the place. There's some more awards all over the place. There you go. And also kind of a nice ship there, a model ship there on that shelf. Looks pretty cool. And that's the kids' room done. So now moving on to the guest bedroom, which is actually pretty nice. It has a fireplace and a balcony that overlooks the pool, so that's pretty cool. And right here, I'm just adding some more lights downstairs, I guess. And yeah, so back in the bedroom here, we got a nice turquoise color on the bedspread that kind of brings a splash of color into the room, and a kind of creepy painting thing over the bed. I don't even know what the heck that's supposed to be. It looks like the devil or something. I don't know. It looks like it's weird, but it was kind of cool. So it looked interesting. So I threw it over the bed. It's kind of like an Earthman with like roots coming out of his chin and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, you can see that in the screenshot too. It's a little weird, but whatever. So there's also a cool kind of mirror with that glowing turquoise around the edges. That's above the fireplace, which looks pretty cool. Kind of goes with the turquoise bedspread. It's a nice simple white rug as well, and some seating and a little end table there at the end of the bed. It looks pretty cool. Putting some details on here, of course. And yeah, so pretty simple bedroom, looks really nice, and that's that done. So now moving on to the exterior of the house, I'm going to put in some outdoor furniture, It's always good if you can pronounce stuff correctly. You can see the massage chair there on the back porch. Also, there's a hot tub, which I just put in. Also put in a mailbox. There's no outdoor trash can, though, because I couldn't find one that actually, well, the trash cans are ugly, so I didn't really want to put them in anywhere, and there's, no bushes to hide it in, so I didn't end up doing that. There's also no trash can in the kitchen either, which is something I just realized now. So if you download the house, you'll probably want to put a trash can in. But anyway, there's some nice bamboo down the side of the house there. There's a few plants. Also a few kind of plants that look like grass or something in the planter beds. And some more rocks. Again, very simple landscaping. Putting in some ladders to get into the pool. There's also a cool waterfall kind of sculpture there at the end of the pool, which you can see. And here I'm just putting in some more terrain paint, a lot of terrain paint, because I had to kind of put a nice little dirt edge around everything, just so it kind of looks realistic. So you can see I'm doing that here, and it takes a little bit of time, so I'm just going to put that around everything, around the house. I do like a little dirt edge, which looks really nice though. It kind of finishes it off. And of course you can see I didn't put any more plants in really. Like what you see is what you get. There's not that many plants or anything. Of course, if you download the house, you could do whatever you want with it. There's a lot of outdoor space on this house because it's a pretty big lot. Or, of course, you could put it on a smaller lot too. So, it's kind of versatile that way. Also putting in a few more stuff on the porches. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. There's some screenshots after this, and I hope that you check out some more house builds on my channel because I have some more there. And yeah, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. Bit of terrain paint, bit of outdoor lighting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.